Hi there, and welcome back to another episode of Why Am I Like This? Now, before we begin, I'd like to apologize if I sound weird. I mean, not that I don't always sound weird, but I mean weirder than usual, like I have more of a lisp than normal. You see, the other day I chomped down on my tongue like super hard, and it didn't hurt all that bad, honestly. However, it did leave a huge, painful welt on my tongue, which is making it incredibly difficult for me to speak properly, but we're gonna give it a go. So I've been trying to figure out a way to motivate myself to post more videos, and I've noticed that you guys have actually taken a liking to my MCU movie reactions. And with the Loki series coming out soon, I thought, what better way to prepare myself for the series than to watch the movie that made Tom Hiddleston so iconic. So today I'm going to be reacting to the Avengers movie, the first Avengers movie. So I guess I lied about my MCU reaction break. Do you feel lied to? Bamboozled? Maybe a little tricked? Good. Knowing Marvel and subsequently Disney, I have a feeling that they're going to take a little bit of creative liberty when it comes to the mythology of Thor and Loki in this movie. Which is perfectly fine. I mean, for entertainment purposes, there is no real reason to stay accurate to the Norse mythos. That's a weird word. Mythos? Why couldn't it be your thos, or his thos, or her thos, or even their thos? What is a thos anyway? I don't know, I guess I could always Google it later. So I will do my very best to sit through this movie and give you guys my honest impressions of what I see. But I know you. Y'all are just here for entertainment. Well, joke's on you, because you're about to watch me sit here and watch a movie for nearly 2.5 hours. Art thou ready? Unfortunately, someone forgot to check the desktop audio and the movie audio was too low for human hearing, so now you get to hear my therapeutic voiceover voice for the remainder of this reaction. In the opening, I was excited to see Fury and Hill actively working together in this scene. We're also introduced to this Irish scientist who appears to have an unhealthy relationship with his work, but who am I to judge? And I was impressed to see Hawkeye this time too, and I'm sorry, the guy in the video seems to be distracted by something. I'm looking it up. I then proceeded to ask Professor Google what a thos was, and it turns out it's a type of canine similar to coyotes. And now I may consider myself enlightened, and I'm so glad that part of my brain is being used to store that information instead of something useful like algebra. Cut to Loki making an unforgettable entrance and nearly kicking everyone's... And then we see him brainwashing Clint, to which I say, "That's a new wrinkle." After which we cut to Natasha being interrogated for something I didn't quite absorb. Also, is he trying to pull the truth out of her by pulling a tooth out of her? After a clever call from S.H.I.E.L.D., we find out that Natasha was just hustling them. She was hustling them! That's literally what I also realized the Hulk was in this movie. Oh, so he's the Hulk. I forgot he was in this movie. Now everyone, please enjoy this Captain America montage. He's taking it with him. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly why I find this so humorous, but I may or may not have been slightly drunk when recording this. The grand reveal of Stark Tower and a little bit of... Is that flirting? I'm not quite sure. I'm sure someone watching this video speaks romanticese or romantic-esque or something. They seem to romantically get on each other's nerves, though. Oh, to be in love. And rich. Interestingly enough, we learned that the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent is a real fanboy who likes to watch heroes while they sleep. You can tell my reaction to this moment was completely calm. Just stop talking. It was at this point I realized that that was a helicarrier. Oh, it's a helicarrier. Then Hawkeye said he needed an eyeball, at which point I thought he meant a spy, but boy was I wrong. Really? Oh my god. So that's what that thing does. And here's fight scene round 1.
Not today.
And in comes help from AC/DC. Oh, it's just Iron Man. This part gave me goosebumps because I was thrilled to see Thor's appearance because I honestly didn't expect him to show up so early.
What are you doing? Do not touch me again.
Then don't take my stuff.
I have no idea what you're dealing with.
Power at 400% capacity. How about that?
I didn't think that was gonna go the way it went. Indeed. So anyway, this happens, then that happens, and I understood that reference. And then...
How you speak. Loki is beyond reason, but he is of Asgard. And he's my brother.
He killed 80 people in 2 days.
He's adopted.
I think it's about the mechanics.
Oh, and this guy's playing Galaga. Back on Galaga again. Stark and Banner nerd out, so that tickled me. Cut to here when we get to see Black Widow put on a show. But not that kind of show, because this is Disney. No, I mean, she puts on an act to trick Loki into spilling his plan. And then this happens.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Oh, I know the answer to this one. Stark naked. What, I can't show that? Anyway, this seems like a great place to have an intermission, so please enjoy this infomercial. Are you tired of the humdrum and drama of everyday life? Do you wake up in the morning and find yourself going,
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
well, now you can, because this reaction video is brought to you by HydroSoak. Yes, with this trans-dimensional bath bomb, you can transport yourself to a whole new world, or dimension, with nothing but floating rocks, bug people, and a hot sociopathic power-hungry madman in a green coat. Use my code for 15% off of your first purchase. So what are you waiting for? Hurry over to the phone and call in your first order. HydroSoak is not suitable for retail consumption or edible consumption. Instead of bathing with or eating it, I strongly urge you throw it in the garbage and leave it for other rubes to deal with. And now, back to your regularly scheduled nonsense. I also noticed that this has been sitting on my organ console for the last few months, and I'm kind of sad to see it go, but summer is nearly upon us, so... Now, before you ask, my shirt is different because I decided to continue recording my reaction the next day. So, 3 days and 1 broken window later, I sat down and resumed watching the Avengers. Yep, you heard me right. I took a break for 3 days instead of 1 because I am... me. Ah yes, what a delectable waste of time. Everybody is acting so freaking weird. So, Banner hulks out and knocks out Natasha, giving us the Thor v Hulk fight I never knew I needed in my life. That was clever. Until Hill orders a strike on the Hulk. What could go wrong? You think? I didn't think he'd be able to jump that far. Well, at least he's alive. Next up, Robert Downey Jr. comes face to face with his biggest fan. Get it? Biggest fan. Meanwhile, this is happening. Yeah, just use your eyeballs for this part because I got nothing slick to say about this.
Move away, please.
Fanboy, what are you doing? Wow, I did not know he could do that. They get the carrier up and running again, and Natasha knocks the nonsense out of Clint. And that would have been perfect alliteration if Clint's name started with an N. Nlint? Knockeye? That just sounds wrong. Back on Earth, Thor lands in a flower field and Banner wakes up in what looks like an abandoned factory with what would have been the perfect Stan Lee cameo, a creepy yet friendly caretaker guy where I happen to notice an ongoing theme in the MCU. Is this a common theme here, where the answers to all your problems literally fall out of the sky?
Didn't think those would fit you until you shrunk down to a regular size fella.
How did you know he was gonna shrink?
Son, you've got a condition.
Thanks, creepy caretaker dude. Now, let's see what's happening in New York. Oh. And here comes the most iconic movie line in MCU history.
They'll come for you. I have an army. We have a hope.
The line that broke the internet. And then this happens.
A mission.
You let me know what's happening here?
You need men in these buildings. There are people inside and they're gonna be running right into the line of fire. You take them through the basement or through the subway. You keep them off the streets. I need a perimeter as far back as 39th.
Why the hell should I take orders from you?
Have you no idea who that is?
I need men in those buildings. Leave the people down and away from the streets.
The NYPD is clueless. Geez, you'd think with all this happening they'd be more open to direction.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry.
You gotta try and bottleneck that portal. Slow them down. You got the lightning. Light the bastards up. You and me, we stay here on the ground. We keep the fighting here. And Hulk. Smash.
That Art Deco is electrifying. Now, please enjoy this iconic moment that would be gift for years to come. Next, for your viewing pleasure, I shall present the quickest villain takedown in all of cinematic history.
And I will not be bullied by
Oh, that shut him up. I didn't even know he could talk. Yes, I didn't either. Nor did I foresee the shadowy council of a C word I don't feel comfortable putting in a video, taking the literal nuclear option to wipe out all of New York, probably because they're conservative politicians and we're dying for an excuse. Does anyone ever heed Patrick's wisdom?
We should take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else!
Enter Iron Man, who came up with the most perfect and poetic solution to ever hit the big screen, which was to take something and literally shove it up where the sun don't shine, which came dangerously close to being a one-way trip. But fortunately for Tony, Robert Downey Jr.'s contract hadn't expired yet, and thus he was able to free fall back to Earth just in the nick of time. And now, a family photo. Loki, would you mind holding the camera?
If it's all the same to you. I'll have that drink now.
Of course, what Marvel movie would be complete without the trademark Stan Lee cameo? Stan Lee! Ah, much better. And that was the end of the movie. What, did you think I skipped the post-credit scene? Don't be silly. Everyone please join me in watching this Marvel Avengers post-credit masterpiece, and be underwhelmed with me as our heroes enjoy some shawarma. Shawarmas... What's the plural for this dish? I guess I could Google it, but, you know, I'm busy. Was that it? So, what have we learned from today's watch? Absolutely nothing. If I had one block of wisdom for you to take away from this video, it would be...